And it's Arsenal. Yes, hey, welcome back, man. Back at here, real ball talk, man. Just to say, John, Jeff, not about today, not about, but they'll be in the comments if you want to have it out of them because I know you guys like to do that. But today, got a special guest, obviously. But let me introduce my main man, Rash. What you telling me, my brother?
What is going on? Alhamdulillah, just happy to be here. Yeah, big weekend, some big scores. Well, actually, there was only 2 big scores, but it was a good weekend of football. I was happy anyway. But yeah, let's get into it.
Come on, man. And my brother Kozak, long time. My guy made his first appearance the other day. We had to call him back. He's got a lot to say. What are you telling me, my brother?
Nothing, man. I'm just glad to be here as usual. You know, United. Just get my point across, say a few things, and just keep it live, man. Keep the vibes.
Yeah, come on, man. It's starting to make sense. You're starting to make sense. All right, cool. So, do you know what? I think will be good? Let's touch on some of the results. Rash, have you got any results? Do you want to run through them? Let's get the scores, man. Let's see what the weekend had for us.
Let's do it. All right, so let's start off with the game between Watford and Wolves. I believe Wolves won 2-0 against Watford. Now, this was kind of a funny one because I actually thought Watford would have them because Wolves haven't really been onto a great start. But obviously, we got the own goal that Watford conceded. It was a horrible one. He kind of like bent down into the ball when it came into, and it came off his head and ended up going back into the goal. But then the debutant Hwang as well, or the new guy Hwang, ended up scoring for Wolves as well, which was good. He managed to get himself on the score sheet. It was good to see Jimenez there putting himself about as well, getting into a good situation. It's good to see him headering the ball, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even though he's playing with the band around his head. Jimenez there putting himself about. Yeah, love a little bit of a repeat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, overall it was a good game, end to end, quite physical. Good few cards. I think there was 6 cards altogether, 3 between them both. But yeah, that was Wolves and Watford. There was also go on.
You know, just to touch on that. Did you have any of Wolves or Watford finishing in the the bottom half of the table, and did you have them getting relegated?
I don't think I put any of those 2 as the ones that are going to get relegated. I'm not too sure. I have to go over that list again.
Yeah, same. I think I had Watford getting relegated, bro.
I think I had 2 of the newly promoted sides getting relegated, and I can't remember. It was like a random. It was probably like a Newcastle or something.
now, for certain reasons, family and that is at Watford. I don't want them to get relegated. So that's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
Watford have managed to elevate themselves to my third team. My third. You get me? Yeah. So shout out Watford. Yeah. Shout out Watford Women's Football Club as well, doing their thing on the weekend.
Big up them.
Not talking about the A team of the women's, but I'm talking about the reserves. They ultimately crushed their opponent 7-0. So
come on,
them, you know. But yeah, back to business.
Quickly. Coles up. What do you think about Watford and Wolves, man? Based on what we said, do you think they'll finish at the bottom of the table? Anyone getting relegated in your eyes? Quick one.
No, I don't think either of them will get relegated. Wolves played well. I was a bit unlucky for Watford, I think. From the own goal went in, it was a bit of kind of just dropped their heads a bit, didn't they? And obviously they just conceded the second, so it was a bit unlucky for them. It should have been a draw, in my opinion, but Wolves just had that bit extra. They've got that bit extra in their team. So it's kind of expected at the end of the day, isn't it?
Facts. Rash, what else you got for us, man?
Well, we've got the result as well between Brentford and Brighton. Brighton managed to get the goal in and win 1-0. It was quite a physical game. Brentford actually looked all right. You know, I thought Brighton was going to have them and do a lot more against them, to be honest. But yeah, Brentford put in a good account of themselves, but they end up coming up short against Brighton.
I had Brighton beating them, I think 2-0. They finished 1-0, right?
Finished 1-0, goal by Trossard, yeah.
Do we still think, boys, that Brentford's gonna stay up?
I never ever thought they would.
Oh, you thought they'll go down?
Yeah, they're one of the clubs that I said will go straight down.
Okay, fair enough. Kozak, what do you think?
Yeah, I have to agree with him. I personally didn't watch that game this weekend. It was the only game I missed. But I can't see Brentford staying up, in all honesty.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, other than beating us, I don't see nothing about that.
Yeah. That's going to be the highlight of their season. I think Norwich will follow them down as well.
I don't think you're wrong. But we'll touch on that later.
I seen a tweet earlier. I think it was actually Sky Sports that tweeted which 3 teams you think we relegated this season, and it was Brentford, Norwich, and Arsenal. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't argue with that so far.
Rash, what scores you got on for us?
All right, so we've also got the stalemate between Southampton and West Ham. Now that was a surprise. I thought West Ham would win. But Southampton managed to kind of put up a good game with the Antonio red card. I think that and Antonio red card came really late actually in the game, didn't it?
I'm not too sure, man. I just saw the highlights.
Yeah, well, so wasn't too entertaining. I saw a couple of the moments, but yeah, you could the scoreline kind of says it all about that game. And they finished up on a 0-0. And all the rest of them seem to are kind of against the big clubs.
Yeah.
So I think we'll go through them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a touch on West Ham, and you lot can correct me. I do think they've got a stable team there. Moyes has been doing really well with them. I think they've got a solid base, and it's a shame that obviously Antonio got a red card. He's obviously their best player. I think he even broke their record last week in terms of most goals for West Ham. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. So they've got a team on their hands, man. This guy's played right back, left back, centre mid, winger, and now he's cemented himself as a striker. What do you see? What do you guys see for West Ham? Just a touch on them, and for Mikel Antonio for the future, man.
Kozak, go ahead.
I think a top 10 finish, slightly. They could definitely do that. I was going to touch on Antonio, actually. I think West Ham need a player like that, like a talisman, someone that always just steps up for them. And obviously, for getting the red card, I think he's a player that has stepped up for West Ham recently. And he's delivering as well. So I think that's good, and I'm kind of happy for him in that sense.
Yeah, same. I like to see someone like that do well, man. And his celebrations are second to none. Who knows why he brought out cardboard of himself to kiss himself? Like only God knows. But yeah, Rash, what do you think about West Ham, man?
Well, I had them finishing in the top 6.
You did,
if you remember, yes. And I think they're a good squad. I think Moyes is a good manager. I think they'll be able to make it there. I think they'll be able to make top 6. So far, they're not showing me anything that's making me think they won't make it. They've got the potential to. There's certainly some teams that I think ain't going to make it, and they're going to be the key factor of them making it as well. Yeah,
facts. All right then. So let's get into one of the big games of the weekend. I think it's only fair to start off in Manchester. I'm going to say it here first. I'm going to say how it is. United fans make me sick. The lot of them. Now I'm playing, but you can't really. Do you know what? I was having a talk with one of my boys, Jay, today, man, and I was speaking to them. And I was playing football yesterday as well, and a lot of the boys were United fans, and they shed a tear as soon as that first goal went in. They said they didn't care what was a tap-in. They didn't care how winning. Ronaldo scored it, and he did the see. What's your thoughts on Ronaldo coming back, and what does that do to United as a team? You got your Pogba's, you got all these players now that are destined to do well. They've all got to, I guess, reach the expectation of CR7. However, CR7 still got a lot of pressure on his hands. He can't just score 2 goals against Newcastle, who arguably are bottom of the half in the Premier League. But what do you guys see for United this season, and how did you assess the game?
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, in regards to CR7, I think his role is, I think his job role in the squad is not going to be based on performance too much. I think it's going to be based on his influence within the changing room and whether he can get some of the attitudes in the right shape and let them know, what it takes to really win something. I mean, there's not really I don't think there's anyone in the Man United squad except Lingard who's won anything with United. Who else is Rashford? Rashford won something with United. I think the FA Cup, didn't he? But yeah, they just need to build on the mentality, and I think he's been brought there to kind of fix that, show them how to work hard, show them what hard work is really about, how to develop yourself, to be there as a focal point for questioning and stuff like that. But at the same time, Ronaldo's Ronaldo. He's good. While he's there, he's going to be doing the business. He can't help but perform at a level that is top. Do you understand? So for United, I think they've got that was a brilliant signing in regards to their progression, because they're kind of killing a couple birds with one stone. Yeah, he can cover a lot of things. They're bringing in a lot of money through him, through shirt sales. They've got the influences of him being on the pitch, the influence of him being in the change room, the goals that he's going to bring, the opportunities and assists that he's going to bring within it as well. And plus, it takes the eyes off of the manager. Everyone always thinks, okay, Man United, they're on autopilot and everything like that, but no one's not even thinking about that right now. They're just thinking about what a fantastic team United have got now that Ronaldo's in there, along with Pogba. Pogba saying that he's going to stay now that Ronaldo's there, and all these things like that. Like, I think what I said in the beginning of this season when we had our show, I think Man United are going to be one of the contenders, if not one of the teams that are going to win the league.
You did say that, man. You did say that, but do you know what it is about Ronaldo for me, man? It's scary, man, having someone of that caliber at United, man. Realistically, with the team they have and the way they played against Newcastle, not only Newcastle, but they still played very well. Let's give them the credit.
Yeah.
But with him, I feel like they've all got a level to step up to. I heard that they all had dinner, right? They all had dinner, and Ronaldo. They were saying, "What's on Ronaldo's plate?" Ronaldo didn't have dessert, and none of them did. And I heard Luke Shaw said, "If one of you take this, I'll take one too."
No, do you know what?
Go ahead.
Ronaldo absolutely transforms that United squad. And for me, it's a massive signing, because you look at the United team before and you think, are these guys going to contend for the title? No, not really. Look at Ronaldo in the squad and you think, yeah, it is. And I can say this because I know I support Arsenal, and I know that we're not going to be challenging for the Premier League title anytime soon. Apart from Spurs fans and Spurs team, United and their fans, I don't like them. But I have to be at the same time quite happy for United, because it's one of them moments, isn't it? It's like when we re-signed Henry and he came and scored. It's that situation. Yeah. For me, the first goal weren't all that. The second goal was just typical Ronaldo. Like, I kind of expect him to do that. I put a bet on that he would score 20 goals this season in all competitions, and only got 18 more to go, and I'm getting paid. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was. I just knew it was going to happen, and it's going to continue to happen. For me, I think United have to challenge for the title this season. I think they have to. They've got the squad for it. A lot of United fans have been speaking to a few of them. A lot of them saying they haven't got the midfield for it. But, with the rotations and stuff like that, really, realistically, they have got it. And you say it takes... I have to disagree with Rash, because he said it takes pressure off the manager. I don't think it does. I actually think it applies more pressure to Solskjaer, because now he's got a problem on his hands. Who does he pick? Who does he start with? When does he make his subs? So there's a lot of things to sort of take into consideration. I think he's going to be under a lot more pressure this season. But it's going to be good to see what happens at United, man.
Just before we carry on, we got a comment from the boy John. He couldn't be on the show today, but he said, "Big up tomorrow." BT brothers. Do you know Rash? Every time, shout out to the G Coles that always repping Arsenal proudly. Listen, as a United fan,
And another thing, one more thing to say, sorry, quickly about United. This is one thing that Pogba's been asking for, a good team to be built around him.
Yeah,
so
fact.
One thing now, Pogba's got no excuse not to perform now. And I think he is going to perform, and you can see that he's sort of raised his level, and you can see that he's putting in the assists, you can see that he's putting in the work. And Graham Souness and all these other haters are going to be ripping their hair out because he's a quality player.
No, he's a quality player, man. He's a quality player. But Johnson, as a United fan, Saturday was an emotional day. I cried as I shouted, "See!"
You don't need to do that every game.
He doesn't need to do it, but he will. He will. But yeah, big up my boy Eduardo, man. Big up him every time. And as John says, smash the like buttons, people. Share your thoughts with them, man. Then let's get into it, man. It's good that you brought up Pogba, man, because this is something that we need to touch on. 100%. He does get a lot of like he does get a lot of like negativity, not just from pundits but from fans as well. And I feel like when you're boasting, when you're the guy and you know how good you are, people hate it. Liverpool fans hate him. City fans hate him. Most of the boys in London hate him. But you can't deny one thing, and that's talent. He puts his all in, and now, but who's the most? How many assists has he got? Has anyone? How many assists? You can't knock that in the first couple of games. I don't care who they're playing. He's been playing well, man. You know, he's been playing well, and you got to give it to the guy, man. Rash, what's your thoughts on my guy Pogba, man?
Look, Pogba is what I always say is nothing but pure class. He always shows what he can do every time he's on the pitch. I don't care what anyone says. If he does lose the ball, it's nothing more than twice within the game, and he'll probably make sure he'll leave a dirty one on someone if they do get the ball from him as well. So I think what he brings to a game, the way he can ping the ball about, spread the play, the way he can just dribble past players is very strong as well. He can put the ball top bins if he wants to. He can play the ball through. Terrific one for an assist. And he also shows up in the defense as well. He does get a lot of stick. But I think if you start saying something, a particular thing a lot and over and over and over and over and over again, it starts to stick and other people start to repeat the same things. I don't think anyone believes that Pogba's not good or thinks that he ain't world class or think that he doesn't make a difference when he's on the pitch. But when you've got certain pundits saying these things over and over again, and then you've got people regurgitating it, it becomes a trend. But in reality, we all know what it is. We see what we see with our eyes, like the people who watch football, and I can't see anything but class from that guy still every time he's on the pitch.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. This is Cole's up. This is for you, bro.
Blessings, man. Appreciate it.
So, okay, cool. So, Cole, what's your like? I know you touched on Pogba, but why? I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail. So, why do you think people are trying to break him down? Because we know why. When you're flashy, when you're that guy, and when you've got a number of assists. You know you're that guy, do you know what I mean? But wait, quickly, big up the guys from the podcast. Big up them. It says 7 assists already. Near post. 7 assists already. That's mad.
Yeah. And that's what people need. That's what people need to just sit down and think. And when they want to say something against Pogba, they just need to look at his stats. Yeah, and not getting their feelings about how he walks and how he moves. Like, stop worrying about what next people do. You know what I mean? Why? Should he walk like you? Should his persona be like yours? Should he have your haircut? Like, what is it? Just stop it. Let the boy play football. He's putting out good stats. Do you know what I mean? He's going to have a good season this season.
100%. I hope so. Let's do this. Let's do a play rating for United. Why not? We're here now. Let's go. De Gea in goal. Rash, let's start with you, man.
Well, I think he didn't really have too much to do. I mean, Newcastle had that one opportunity and he kind of fluffed it. It was a good goal by them. But yeah, I'll give him an average, just above average, 6 out of 10.
I'm not mad at that. Cole's up. Who played right back? Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
I think with Wan-Bissaka, he's always consistent, isn't he? So, you know, I'd have to give him 6.
Cool. I was going to ask you boys on him quickly because what on it? What's your thoughts on him just being a defensive player? Do you expect him to do attacking work as well? And obviously, if he doesn't put on the right balls as a right back into Ronaldo, do you think he's going to be under a bit of pressure? Because I'm not going to lie to you, not every right back is Trent.
No, but
Yeah.
he can't be under pressure. He can't be under pressure because if you look at the investments that United have made, especially in Sancho, and the likes of Greenwood and those kind of players, Rashford, he can't be put under that pressure. If anyone's got to be put under that pressure to supply Ronaldo with what he needs, or to supply Greenwood with what he needs, you need to look at the wingers. You need to look at the midfielders. He's there to defend. He is quick. He can beat players, but if he gets up into that final third of the pitch and does put in a good cross, appreciate it. If he doesn't, it's one of those things.
Yeah, facts. I like that you said that, man, because a lot of people are saying that he's going to get singled out. He's going to get, like he's just going to get battered just because he can't do what Trent does. But for me, I would prefer Wan-Bissaka over Trent because as a right back, as a defender, I expect you to defend first. World class going forward. Trent, don't get me wrong. However, if you're an average defender, I'd rather have someone who does the business. Rash, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Look, I think we're in an era where we've become overly obsessed with the right wing back kind of style. Someone who gets up and down the pitch and has to be able to attack and has to be able to make the length of the length of the pitch to get back and defend as well. And he's got to be a good defender too. Good old fashioned right back is good enough as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, I believe that Wan-Bissaka is a good defender. He shouldn't have the pressure of going forward, especially the fact that they've introduced players like you're saying, Sancho over there as well. You've got Greenwood who can play over that side as well. So I think, as Kozak was saying, is that the pressure should be more on the wingers more than him. He shouldn't have the pressure to be a Trent or be a Tierney. You know what I mean? Up and down the pitch. If that's not your game, that's not your game. Do you know what I mean? So all you can really do is dominate in what you can dominate and become a really world-class right back. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, big facts, man. Well said, boys. Well said. Who's next? I'm going to get the next person. Varane made a mistake, didn't he? He played well. He was 10 out of 10, but he then can't really blame him for that goal, man, because he got beat, man. He stepped in too quick. He could have pulled off, but with St. Maximum, tricky player, don't know what to do. So I'm gonna give him only one goal. I'm a bit biased though. I like him. I'm gonna give him a 8. No, a 7. No, an 8 because they only could 8. I'm gonna give him an 8.
Yeah, I won't argue with that. I think he had a really good game.
Yeah, same. I don't want to take anything away from him. Having said that, his partner in crime, Harry Maguire.
Average
right.
baller.
All right, cool. Kozak, you can get this one then. Instead of Rash getting attacked by United fans, how about you have something?
I'm a bit against Harry Maguire, even when he plays for England. I just think he's just an average defender in a good team.
Let's talk about it.
He's just an average defender for me. He's too much hype around him. He's not all that, but he'll get found out.
You got people agreeing with you, bruv. You got people agreeing with you. But what do you give him out of 10 then?
If I had to rate him out of 10,
don't judge him. Don't judge him as a player throughout the season. The game. Let's go.
I'd have to give him a 6. Nothing special for me.
Well, yeah, he only let him one goal. I would have gone a 7 to be fair, but Rash, anything?
Man, don't care. I don't care enough about United to even like question. You know what I mean? Yes. Big up, John. What's going on?
And that 7 nil defeat. I mean, battering to who did they play?
They played Stevenage. I don't want to air out Stevenage like that, but yeah, Stevenage got wasted.
Okay, you don't have to do it, but they got what did your kids say these days? Got put on a spliff.
Ooh, smoked.
Well, okay, cool. So I guess John is agreeing. I guess Maguire is one of the weakest links in defense. I thought he played pretty well. To be fair, I would have given him a 7, but I'm not going to be mad at you giving him a 6, boys. Yeah. Having said that, man, Luke Shaw got an assist to Ronaldo for that second goal, man. defended well as well, got up and down the field. That's what you want to see from a left back, I'll be honest. But I don't want to talk too much about him, Rash. I want you to rate him.
Yeah, I'll give him a high rating. I'll either give him a high 8 or a low 9, to be honest. I think he always plays well. He's a good guy. He's good at his position. He's clearly got rid of the demons that was up in his head that was preventing him from being a top player. But
Mourinho.
Yeah, Mourinho, the one demon dancing in his head. Do you know what I mean? But he's doing enough good work to be dancing in Mourinho's head now, and for him just to be putting in a consistent performance week in, week out. I like Luke Shaw. I think he plays really well, and when it's time for him to whip the ball in and put in a good ball and have a good eye for whoever's in the box, he's really good at picking out a man. So yeah, I reckon he can get an 8.
Yeah, man, I have to agree with you. I'm gonna give him a nice 8 as well, man. I don't think he wants a 9, 10, or 7. I think 8 is the perfect score for him. So I totally agree with him. I think he's gonna be the best left back in the league, man. I just think he stays fit. And Ronaldo being there, he's gonna be a bit embarrassed to go for that last bit of cake, ain't he? So I think we're gonna see the best Luke Shaw we're gonna see in a while, man. But who's next then? Who played base? Let's go for. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I got Matt. Who was there? Who was there? Matic? Was it Matic? Was he holding? He was holding, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
No, he was holding next to Pogba. He was holding, and Pogba was doing a free roll. Yeah, with Matic. I'll get Matic, man. For me, he did slow down the game, but he controls the game really well. I think United have been missing that for a while. For Matic, I'm going to give him a 7.
I think that's good.
Yeah, I think Matic had a good game.
Yeah, another average player in a good team.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Pogba, hold up. Go on.
I'd have to give Pogba a 9, man. I think he stepped up his game.
Yeah, man, you can hold that. I agree with you.
He stepped up his game a lot, man. I like watching Pogba.
For me, Pogba being average, I guess it might be a bit biased, but for me, an average Pogba is an 8 or 9 for me. If he just gets his assists and he plays well and he pops it and controls the game. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you.
I think if United was to acquire the services of a certified defensive midfielder, I think Pogba would be another level.
Yeah. No, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Bruno. Rash, Bruno, man. Talk to me.
Whenever you try to laugh at Bruno and say, yeah, that's it, it's over for this guy, he bangs a terrific one. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That goal was amazing. That was a brilliant goal. That was a good take. And it kind of showed like it shows that the players are not intimidated by a big name like Ronaldo being on the pitch. They still want to be able to score goals, assist people, run around and outwork him. You know what I mean? And Fernando, he had one of the best games that I've seen him play in a little while, actually, to be honest. So yeah, he had a brilliant game. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him a 9. He got the goal. I'll give him a 9.
I would have given him an 8, to be fair. But 9, I'm not mad at that. To be fair, they did say one thing. What is Bruno like? What is he going to do without taking any penalties, any free kicks? And arguably, he's better at both than Ronaldo. But if you're in the 90th minute and you need one of those, you're going to give it to Ronaldo, right? But then you think, okay, how's he going to add goals? What's he going to do? How's he going to add assists? Man, he just bangs it from yards out of the box and that does the business, man. He's not a dead player, don't get me wrong, but we've seen how he plays with Ronaldo and the Euros and that. Do you know what I mean? They just don't link up really well. And to be fair, they didn't really link up really well. The other day, it was more Pogba, Shaw, all the other boys. Do you know what I mean? However, I see Bruno coming good, and I'm not mad at a 9, but I would have given him an 8 to be fair. But I'm not mad at that at all, man. Okay, this one's interesting. I guess I got this guy. Sancho. Five. We got to be real, man. I like the kid. We like the kid, man, from South London. Do you know what I mean? He's a good boy, man. But I wasn't expecting him not to be running right now. Do you get what I'm saying? I expected a lot more from him. He hasn't got nothing yet. I know numbers talk, but when you look at his performance and stuff, he's getting called out, and he doesn't play as a winger. He plays like in midfield. He likes to control the game. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
It's not enough. It's not enough. I don't know. Where you want to rebuttal what I said and tell me that I'm wrong?
I think for a winger coming into the Premier League, it's a hard job to do.
Yeah.
I think with him, you're gonna have to give him time. Like when Pepe last season, Pepe, he didn't have the best season, did he? But you just have to give them time, and I think he will come eventually. Still hoping that for Pepe, but yeah, in terms of Sancho, I think he's a better quality player than Pepe, so he should sort of pick up on the physicality of the league fairly quickly and start to deliver soon. You just got to give him time, man. This is what fourth game for United.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe third or fourth. Yeah, I think maybe third. I think it's his third game, but we haven't really seen much from the kid yet. We know what he can do. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, you just got to give him time to warm in.
Yeah, facts.
I think right now Sancho seems to be drowned or swamped by the other stars that are around him as well. I mean, at Dortmund, you can say like he was probably the best player there, if not one of the best players that was over there. So he was able to kind of shine and kind of live this kind of focus on me lifestyle. But he's around some big figures and some big egos, and it seems to be showing when he's on the pitch as well. He doesn't seem as big as the other players on the pitch, and his impact isn't as big as well. I think I don't think he's in trouble. I did say that he would have a lot on his shoulders because everyone's got a big expectation of him because of how long United were playing tug of war with Dortmund for him, and with the price value that was attached to him, he has a lot to live up to now. But I feel like with Ronaldo also coming over at this time and Pogba working hard on Fernandes playing good football, and these guys can just make people not see you. And I feel like he's kind of been able to hide in the shadow a little bit, but I see you. I see you're not doing too much. I see you're hiding in the shadows, you know what I mean? And some other people will too.
I like that you said what you said, because I think after we do these ratings, we're going to do the best 11 United as well. Because I think Sancho should be scared that Rashford is on his way back. Martial's still to be seen. Greenwood's playing on fire. Ronaldo's playing. If Cavani comes back from injury, that's fine. If Cavani comes back from injury, he's up top. Ronaldo's on the right, and then Rashford's on the left or something, for example.
They're not going
to. Does Sancho actually have a chance? Does he have a chance?
He's got to worry about man like Jesse coming through and just saying, "This is my spot."
Sorry, I even forgot about my guy Jesse Lingard, bro. He should be worried.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll touch on that at the end of the show. I mean, at the end of the segment, man. Let's get through the ratings. Who's left? So we just said Sancho, Greenwood. Who went last?
It was you. You went last.
So Cole's out. Go on, Greenwood and Rash. You'll get Ronaldo, man.
I like Greenwood. For me, I'd have to give him a 7.
Yeah.
He assisted Ronaldo, didn't he? Did he assist him?
No, he took the shot and then Ronaldo got the rebound. It was his shot. Shot.
Yeah. Otherwise, Ronaldo wouldn't have got the tapping, wouldn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah. He, for me, he's a good player. He's gonna be sick, man. You can just tell you by looking at the guy. He's gonna be a sick footballer. But yeah, for that game, I'd have to give him a 7, man. Good effort, good running, getting up and down the pitch. I'd have to give him a 7. He didn't do anything that stand out. So I'm probably being a bit biased with the 7, but I do like Greenwood.
That's fair, man. Can I ask you a question, boys? Yeah, just before we go on. Speaking of Greenwood, did any of you two compare him about a year and a half ago, 2 years maybe, to Martinelli?
No, I compared him to Saka.
Not to Martinelli, no, because I think Greenwood is like well past Martinelli.
Okay, because I remember John and Jeff doing a show the other day, and they admitted to doing it, and maybe I think I might have been part of that as well. And I just want to say to United fans, I should have done that, man. I should have waited a bit because Greenwood's a fucking killer.
I think the only player that is on levels with him would be Saka.
We'll get into that. I don't want to say too much about Arsenal, man, because Rash knows my thoughts, man. But we'll get into that anyway. Let's finish the last question, Rash. Ronaldo, and then
It don't even make sense rating Ronaldo, man. It doesn't make sense.
I don't think. Can we give him a 10 on his debut?
Of course you can.
The only reason why I wouldn't give him a 10 is because he didn't get a hat trick.
Yeah, like that's beneath you, dog. How are you not going to finish the thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what are we okay? As a collective, are we giving him a 10 for his return and making that dream comeback?
Of course. Ronaldo gets a 10 for me.
The
thing is, he didn't do too much else other than the goals that he scored. But you're put up there to be a goal scorer and entertain the people, and that's what you did. You know what I mean?
He could have done nothing. He could have done nothing, and he would have entertained the people.
No, fair. I've got a comment. Hold on. Wait, this is in Portuguese. I saw. So what's that? Okay, I think it's trolling. Anyway, but this one's nice.
Hey, someone. Whose brother's that?
Not a clue, bro.
Do you know what? Let's save during the actually. Do you know what? Let's do the best team quickly, because I can't do the format because obviously John can do that. But let's cement the back four and the back five, including De Gea. They're cemented, right? There's no one you would say shouldn't be in that team. The one that's played on the weekend, right?
No.
So you had. I'll run through it. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka on the right, Varane, Maguire, and Shaw on the left. That's cemented, right? I don't think there's anyone else that can take their places there. Or am I mistaken?
No.
Okay, cool. If you're going to have two base, obviously Pogba's going to be there, the more advanced one. But who would you have playing next to him throughout the whole season? Who's the best? Who would you have as the best holding, sitting in front of the defender?
McTominay.
Boy, I don't even know. You know.
What's that, Rash? Who do you support?
Bruv, listen. I'm supporting. I support the team who finally stepped to the stage, whose season finally kicked off. Do you know what I mean? It's good to have the new manager, have everybody behind them. You know what I'm trying to say? Finally got the season started and everything like that with a great win. I'm just happy for the boys. Happy that we're finally off the mark. Let's do it.
Say no more.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to go with McTominay as well. Is it safe to say that instead of Jesse Lingard, we're going to go with Bruno to sit in front of them?
Yeah, it has to be.
Who are you guys putting on the left wing? Just the name. I mean, if everybody's fit, Rashford's back.
It's got to be Rashford, hasn't it?
Okay, I would have gone with Rashford as well. I'm not going to lie to you. Rash.
It's a good problem for United to have right now.
Yeah,
very good problem. Okay, cool. So who are you having on the right?
I think you got to start Greenwood because you bought. Sorry for just jumping in there, but because you bought Ronaldo to the squad, you can't stunt his growth. And I do feel like Ronaldo being in that squad is going to stunt his growth. It's a good person to learn from. It's a good mentor to have in the team. But at the same time, I think he would have, if United hadn't acquired Ronaldo, Greenwood would get more time up front this season. I do think that. But I feel like because he's not starting up front, you've got to have him in and around the team. So he's got to be starting on that right.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. I don't think there's anyone who can start on the right hand side. I think he definitely deserves to start the game. Do you understand? Will he start up front over Ronaldo? No, he won't. So you've got to put him at his next best position, and that's the next one. And because he's a player that you need on the pitch, I think he's a quality player. He's a killer when it comes to putting that ball away. Do you know what I mean? And he gets assists. So he's active up and down the line. Why not play him there? I'll definitely put him there first pick.
I'm not mad at that at all. But then again, for striker, who we going with?
No, the guy who guarantees goals.
I'd have to play Cavani there.
you left Ronaldo out the whole team.
No, obviously it goes without saying, doesn't it?
Cool, and that just goes to show you. I just wanted to do that just to show you, because we're about to go on to a different segment now and speak about Arsenal. But that's to show you the strength and depth the team can have, and what we wish we can have. But Before actually, do you know, before we go to Arsenal, let's just touch on the Palace and Spurs game, man. Was that silly? From
Vieira. Oh,
Vieira. Oh, my guy Vieira, bro.
You see, when I was talking about my team being on point, you thought I was talking about Arsenal. Well, no. I was talking about Palace. Yeah,
I know who you're
Palace has
talking.
kickstarted their season. You understand? Palace got the victory.
I know
Palace
who
got
you.
the new manager. Their thing's about to pop off now.
So tell us, expectation for Palace this season then?
Not too high. Don't want to put too much pressure on Vieira. Like, it's a good. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I am saying is that look, if you are going to get your first win, there's no better squad to do it against than that. You know, bunch of toilet bowl boys, Tottenham Hotspurs. Do you know what I mean? Put them in their place, beat them up in South London, show them what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you do. It's really good for them to finally get off the mark. I think they dominated the game before the send-off anyway. I think it was a really good rivalry between Zaha and Tuanzebe, and that's how you say the name, isn't it? Tuanzebe. And no, Tanzanga. I mean Tanzanga. Tanzanga. Yeah, that's who he was having the battle with anyway, and it was.
The Spurs.
It was a good little ruckus that they had on the pitch, and but that's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of physicality, a bit of showmanship as well.
I think the first challenge should have been a red.
Huh?
I think the first challenge should have been a red.
Do you think so? What, the push down?
Yeah.
I don't know. No.
It was uncalled for. It was uncalled for, and it was a reaction to what happened earlier on when one of their players were down.
It was, but I don't think it was a dangerous challenge where you put the player in harm, and I don't think it was reckless either. The guy knew that it was a push. He pushed him, and he pushed him with force. Do you know what I mean? But you know, it's what happens when you try to put a stamp on in the game and know that you're going to put some pressure on the attackers as a defender. And this is what we used to say, isn't it, Julio? We used to say, look, like yes, Danno Shakai. We was always saying that when you play in the defense, first thing you want to do is leave your mark on the attacker, let them know what sort of game it's going to be. And that's what he was trying to do, and he was doing it well because he was winding up Zaha, but Zaha was up for the challenge as well. Yeah, Zaha's always wound up, so that's nothing. That's the natural state of mind for him. Do you know what I mean? So when Tanganga said that's what it was about, Zaha was up for it. But this is the thing. You can't be making a rash challenge like that within the same 5 to 10 minutes that you just got booked, because the referee's only going to remember one thing that you've done on the pitch. What was the last action that you got booked for? Do you know what I mean? So he's gone in a bit reckless for the challenge. It wasn't even that deep, but it's just because it was so soon after the card. You're going to pick up a red card for that in any game.
Referee done well because he knows he was fired up from that, and he goes, "If I keep you on, you're going to end up hurting every single player on this pitch. So I'm going to take you off right now." And then, for me, that was a good decision. I know, as you said, it wasn't that deep, but you can't be diving in right in front of the ref like that. So that's a good point you made there, man.
Man. Palace started with a good team. Do you know what I mean? Their midfield with Koyate and MacArthur and Gallagher was really good. Gallagher had a really good game. I think if Saha didn't get that extra assist in at the end, he probably would have got the man of the match, because straight afterwards Gallagher got an assist as well.
Yeah, he did.
So he had a really good game. I think he managed to get 2 assists in that game as well. So it's good to see the guys off the mark and them scoring. I think Benteke's he's got a worry again. Yeah, because now you've got someone in Edouard who's gonna come off the bench and bang goals. Because even though he's a bit of a scrappy player, he's not the cleanest player of all, but he bangs goals. He's in Celtic banging goals like that. That's what I do. I bang goals. Came to England, everyone's saying, "Yo, I don't think you're going to be able to bang over here because this ain't Scotland." You know, it ain't like that. Check your boy you're about to be alongside Benteke. Check your boy Ayew, who's a quality player as well. They're not banging in goals. You're not going to be able to perform. 28 seconds.
Yeah,
28 seconds.
He's very scrappy. You can tell he's going to get goals. I think he would touch about 11, 12.
Yeah, I mean, his scrappiness reminds me of an early Welbeck. Remember when he was at
Yeah.
United, when he was in United, when he was firing goals. Do you know what I mean? Wasn't the neatest of players, but he was getting the goals. But yeah, man, it was good. It was good for them to get that victory, especially over the scum. So well done, Palace.
Come on, Palace, man. Well done to your team.
I think Zaha's got that little Arsenal mentality as well. When he comes up against Spurs, it's like, yeah,
because he's an Arsenal fan.
He's
yeah.
Arsenal fan. Yeah, of course he is.
He's a good. So, of course, he's fired up and he's scoring. You know what I mean?
I was just laughing at the comment. What's his name? Kuyate. Is it Kuyate? Centre back.
Kuyate.
Yeah.
No, not the centre back. He's the midfielder.
Midfielder. Yeah, he nearly killed me on my birthday, man.
Did he?
Yeah,
we almost went over.
Nearly killed me on my 30th. Nearly ran me over.
Peak. That would have been a nice check.
I would have slid on that floor. My neck, and my back.
Well done, Palace.
Well done, Palace, man. Big up Palace, man. Let's just touch on Lukaku as well, man, and Chelsea quickly, boys, man. Good win for them. I think we can all agree it's going to be a battle between him and CR7 if they keep playing the same way, or who's going to be the top goal scorer. As you saw from the boys earlier in the chat, Ed and a lot of United fans saying he's going to get at least 30 to 40 goals. I know Kozak said he's got a bet on them saying he's going to get 20 goals minimum. Did you sign that?
For Ronaldo, yeah.
Yeah, Ronaldo. Do you think Lukaku's competition for him and the way Chelsea play at the moment, which they're unstoppable, by the way, and if anyone's going to compete, it's obviously them and City. Do you feel like Chelsea are unstoppable with Lukaku at the forefront of their...
asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
He looks like a much improved player than what he was at United. It's like he's gone away, refocused on his game. And even if you look at his body, his physique, it's totally different.
Yeah.
He looks more athletic. So I feel like he will be up there and he will be scoring goals. I think if anybody is going to be challenging Ronaldo or Kane or Aubameyang this season, or even Salah, Lukaku's definitely going to be up there. Happy for him, man. I'm happy that he's come back and he's took the challenge on and he's performing. But I think another big crucial part to the Chelsea team as well. And I don't think he gets a lot of credit. Might be pronouncing this wrong. Is it Kovacic? Kovacic.
That's right.
He's quality, man. Like he's integral to that Chelsea squad. If you take him out of that squad, they're not going to be performing the same. So I think he's a big player for them as well. But we're going back to Lukaku. He's top drawing him, man. He's gonna do well this season, man. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, same. No, yeah, I agree with you. Without that guy, man, I believe Salah, Salah, whatever his name came from Atletico, he played, didn't he?
Say that again, mate. Say that again. Who are you talking about?
The one they sold. They signed.
Saul.
Did he get?
No, I don't think he played.
Okay, cool. I was just double checking because I think he did though. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me check.
Did he? I watched that game. I don't think he played.
He didn't get no minutes, no.
I can't remember him being on.
I don't think he did. It's also a problem for the German striker as well, Werner.
Oh yeah, but we said that. But that's one of the things I like about Chelsea as well. They addressed last season. He wasn't the guy. He's got potential, but they need someone who's going to be firing goals. So they said we're going to do something about it.
He played 45 minutes.
What, first half?
First half, yeah. So obviously, Kovacic was running the show there, but he did play. Yeah, he did play. But
what I want to say is that Chelsea are going to be a problem. They've got the squad to be a problem, okay? And as long as you've got a Lukaku in your team who's going to be able to bully some goals in, a couple goals in a game, you're going to be able to compete for any title, whether it's a cup, whether it's for the league, whether it's Champions League. But I'm not going to act like Villa weren't putting them under pressure all game. All game. Yeah? All game. Yeah, Villa had, besides after Lukaku scored his goal in the first half, it was all Villa. It was all Villa, and then they came out the second half on the same energy. They almost scored. It wasn't until the fact that Chelsea got their second, which was totally against the run of play as well, that it looked like a kind of an uphill battle for Villa. But they kept at it, and Wilson was going for it. Do you know what I mean? Like their players was really giving Chelsea a struggle, especially within that midfield. And look, if it wasn't for, I think the goal score was a bit flattering, 3-0, and that's what I'm saying. It's good that you got a killer like Lukaku on the pitch, who's gonna bang out a top bins at the last few minutes just to remind you, oh, okay, we won and make it look fantastic. But in reality, Villa played very well, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you said about pressure, but I think Chelsea are just too good, man. They look good, but they stopped everything.
But that's what it is. That's all it was. Villa came up against a better outfit. Do you understand? Yeah. Chelsea are just a better, solid, more structured and more clinical team than Villa. Do you understand? Yeah. And it showed with the 3-0 win, because Villa had opportunities, but they didn't score. Yeah, Chelsea had opportunities and they did score. Villa couldn't keep a clean sheet. Chelsea did. They were kind of the same, but one just showed I'm just a bit more class than you. This is how it's done. Do you know what I mean? But Villa was putting them under so much pressure. Like Mendy, what a keeper. What a keeper, bro.
I was just about to say that as well. Like credit to Chelsea, because over the past few years, I feel like they've always had good keepers, but they've always had problems with their keepers. But this new one, he seems to be consistent, man, and he looks good as well.
And even I think the one time where he got beat, I think Kovacic managed to save it on the line, didn't he?
Yeah.
As well. And look, Kovacic, he got an assist as well. Lukaku's first goal, and he got a goal in himself, which was a brilliant take. Like that goal was sick.
Yeah, he dinked it.
Yeah, inside of the boot though, brilliant.
Yeah. But that just cements my argument that Chelsea will lift the title this season. But you know, we'll see how it goes, man. Having said that, another title contenders. We saw last year that it was explosive.
Liverpool wait. Sorry, Jay. Let's just backtrack a little bit. Sorry.
No, go.
Let's not forget as well that Newcastle played pants against United. Yeah, besides that one opportunity that they did have, that was all they had. Yeah, Newcastle needs to sort it out, otherwise they're going to be joining the R crew. We know about the R crew. Yeah, the R crew. Newcastle's been the R crew a couple times still, so it'll be all right for them. But they will be joining them if they don't sort it out.
Yeah, facts. Well, big up Falak in the building.
Big up Falak.
And we know what you think about Ronaldo. And if you rewind it about half an hour, you can see what we said about the guy.
Matter of fact, I think we gave a little bit too long on Manchester United today. I was starting to feel a bit ill. So there you go, Falak. Enjoy the first 25.
Big up Falak in the building, man. And come on. Big up. I love these guys. Anyway, obviously we missed out on Newcastle. Maybe we should touch on Newcastle a bit more, but let's be real, man. You know, I think the talking point had to be about CR7 and United at that point, but I hear what you're saying, man. And hopefully Willock will come true and start saving them again, but we'll see, man. We've got to big up Salah, man. Like, people want to say that he's not one of the best in the Premier League.
My brother.
We got to big up Salah, man, because if we're going to be real, and we're going to do a show on this on Wednesday, we're going to have a debate show, the top 10 players currently. CR7 is in there. Salah's top 3. CR7 is number 5. Let's be real. Salah's been consistent.
As in forwards.
Huh?
Forwards.
We're doing the whole shebang. We're doing the whole shebang on Wednesday, isn't it? We're doing the whole shebang on Wednesday. But what's your thoughts on Salah, man? Come on, man. You can't reach 100 goals, 5th fastest ever in history and not be bigged up, and people don't want to give him his credit, man. Come on, man. Talk to me, man.
I kind of expected it. He was always heading in that direction. Salah's a good quality player, man. That's just the odds. I think I spoke to you guys about it last week. There was some crazy guy on Twitter saying that he's the best African player in history. You know, it's just like you're an idiot. But he's a good player. He's a good squad player for Liverpool, and you know he was always going to do well when he came there.
They have an argument though. I'm not saying obviously it's a crazy statement, but that's a debate they could have because
they can have it against Africa's best.
Let's cut off Chelsea Salah. Let's cut off Imam Salah. Let's just stick to Liverpool Salah. He's been the most consistent player in the last 4 years, and if he hits numbers again, he's got to be up there in conversations. And let's say, for example, Liverpool go to win Premier League and FA Cup, he's got to be named as maybe top.
Is that all it's been? 4 years? Is that all it's been?
4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. Just double check that for me, Rashford. Double check that for me. But then again, you've got someone else who needs to be potentially named as well, who has also been consistent. Wasn't as consistent last year. Salah was obviously more consistent, but he's partner in crime who I don't even think they're talking to each other. Mane.
I was happy.
Got a team on their hands.
I was happy for him that he got a ball this weekend because he's been getting a lot of
stick. Yeah,
he's been getting a lot of stick, man. But I kind of have to sort of agree with the stick because you kind of look at, you know, Salah was bagging, he was putting them away, and it's like he just went quiet for a bit. I don't know. Obviously, he might have been going through something. You know, we're all human at the end of the day. But I'm kind of glad he got a goal, and hopefully he can carry that on into his next games and start to perform again, man. Because I personally like Salah, man. He's a good player to watch. So Mane is a good player to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I think the competition is healthy. I think they both compete against each other, which is good to have. This is again issues you would like to have at your own club. Again, you know, people that compete and want to get more numbers than each other. And I think it's healthy, whether they like each other or not. They're playing for the badge. They're playing for themselves, and they just want to do the best they can. We've got to big up the boys as well. I think Van Dijk's back. Obviously, Matip, them two played well together at the back. They probably could be the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League. Let's be real. Robbo had a good game and Trent, but again, there was an injury on the pitch which was hard to see, man.
Yeah, that was dirt, man.
You don't like to see that, man. You don't like to see that. And what a player he could have been, man. But
Mama's a soldier, though.
Yeah, he was back, man.
No, it's like even when he took it like okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
He went off.
he went off. He was clapping everyone. And like you didn't even know he was going through pain or anything.
Salah was the more paid eye looking at it.
Was a tough, bro. Like trust me, when I saw that leg, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he tried to get up as well.
Yeah, it was the first one. It was when he tried to get up and his leg just went. I was like, oh, there it goes. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's hope that he gets better. We wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah. So what's your boys' thoughts on watching that performance yesterday? And we know that obviously Bielsa, you know, Leeds as a whole is not a team to joke about. They normally get their goals. But what's your thoughts on Liverpool potentially finishing top four? Do you think they're still title contenders? I don't know where you had them, Rash.
I think I had them fourth. I think I had them fourth, to be honest. But Liverpool are doing what Liverpool do, man. They're consistent and they're being quiet about it. The reason why I put them fourth and everything like that is because I didn't see them make any transfers this window at all. I thought their transfer window was very poor. Actually, it didn't exist. So to me, it was just like, look, you're not even looking to build on your squad. Your squad wasn't enough last season, so you needed to add things to your team in order for you to compete. And because I saw all the additions with the teams around them, I was saying to myself, do you know what? They're not in the position to be title contenders. But then you just look at them, and in reality, they're players that have come back from injury are like new signings, you know, and you can see the impact that it's having to the squad as well. And Salah, rejuvenated Salah, you know, coming through, doing what he does best. Like the guy's like an amazing baller. Like he's an amazing baller, and I think we've been blessed to see the likes of Salah here in the Premier League, to be honest. And his consistency, I think, is unmatched. Like, I don't know anyone else who's hit those numbers every season. Like, every season. Like, always in the conversation of the Golden Boot. Every season. Aguero. But even he has an off-season once or twice. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, maybe if Salah's 10 years extended a bit longer, we might see it. But so far, I'm looking. and I'm waiting. Do you know what I mean? Like even when his team ain't doing well, he's saying I'm gonna bang goals. He's doing what Kane's doing, but on a better scale. Do you know what I mean? Because Kane only finished. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah. So yeah, big up Salah. That's my brother.
This question is very easy to answer. I think we're all gonna agree. Who would you take? Salah. We'll take Salah. I'm sorry.
You haven't even asked the question yet. What's the question?
Yeah, who would you take, Greenwood or Salah? I mean, it's very easy to.
Yeah, Salah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even see the question. Yeah, Salah. Yeah.
Depends in what team though.
In Arsenal, my team, in any team that I support, I'll take Salah.
I'm taking Greenwood all day.
That's a debate, man. I don't know if I want to have that right now, because I want to put Arsenal.
See, that's the thing. Salah's not one of those players that can only perform well in a good squad. Yeah, when his team's doing shit, he'll get the ball and he'll score.
He still scores.
Yeah, so he'll be good at Palace. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He'll be good at Arsenal. You hear me? He'll even be good at Watty. Yeah, he'll get bought. Someone will buy him because he'll perform.
I like how you named all your teams. Watty.
Yeah, Watty now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Salah's not getting into the Arsenal squad, man. It's not good enough.
Oh, you gone clear, buff.
Hey, listen, we need to wrap this show up, man. And I think let's wrap it up on Arsenal, man. Calls up, man. You was at the game, bruv. Like, give us your thoughts first, and then Rash, go to you. Then we'll do some player ratings, and then we'll go from there, man.
First things first. Just an observation from the game, and I don't know how many people will hear this, and I'm going to be sharing this after as well, and I've been sharing it prior to us coming live. Arsenal fans singing "We're staying up." That, to me, I was in the stadium and I'm hearing that and I'm thinking, what an embarrassment! Like that's a new all-time low. Like you're actually singing that. We're Arsenal Football Club. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. Anyone participating or encouraging that, like literally go and give your head a wobble. Like it's ridiculous. Going on to the game, I think that we played well. I think the fans played a big major part in us playing well. I was looking at the team and I was actually trying to take it in, and a big issue I think has been our defense. And looking at our defense, I don't think it was a bad defense when you look at it. Gabriel just come back from injury. You could see he was a bit you could see he wasn't 100%, but he put in a shift and he played well. I was really impressed with Ben White. I think he had a good game. He was up for every header. He was throwing balls, 30, 40 yards. He was doing his bit. He looked composed on the ball. I could kind of see to a certain extent. I wasn't happy that we paid the money for him. But I could kind of see to an extent why we did pay that money for him. He's got that kind of David Luiz thing about him. He's just younger and he's got a lot more to prove. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I was impressed with our new right back, Timiyasu. Yeah, he played sick for me. I don't know if he's 100% fit because I don't see why that idiot Arteta would take him off, but he should have stayed on the pitch. He was quality for me. He was up and down. He was getting in check. He's quick as well. I seen Norwich taking it down the wing, and the guy came from about three or 4 yards from behind the guy, caught him, took the ball off him. I was really impressed with him, man. It was a good team performance. I think we could have done a bit more. Aubameyang should have had 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played well. Pepe needs to work on his game a bit more. But besides that, we put in a good performance. Got our first goal of the season. Got our first win. Yeah, man. And I hope we push on.
Yeah, I was going to say something, man, because you said you think our weakest point of our team is defense. I think our weakest point is our attackers, if I'm honest. I don't think we kept a clean sheet yesterday and they only scored 1. Like as you said, Aubameyang should have scored more. Pepe should have done more. I wouldn't say they had a bad game, and everyone would say, "Oh, it's Norwich though." It was Norwich. It don't matter, bro. You play good, isn't it? That's how it gets. I'm still worried about our attacking. Smith Rowe. I don't think he's got an assist since January. I think
he did come on as sub though.
Yeah, he came on as a sub, and in all fairness to him, he should have had a goal. He technically has the ability. The way he kind of brought it left and took it on his right, the way he shifted that, it was quality, man. And he should have got a goal. It was just a really good save and from Prem. And
it was like the straight out of the keeper. I don't know about really good save. He caught it. He was a pass back.
It was a good save. It was
like the keeper.
It was a strong left hand.
Yeah.
Left hand.
But what my point? my point is, like, for me, there's issues throughout the whole club, right? And I feel like our best point of call yesterday, on Saturday, was actually the defenders, because you kept a clean sheet. It don't matter who you come up against. If you keep a clean sheet, you've done your job. Whereas attackers, for me, didn't really do their job. Yes, they had chances. It wasn't good enough. The midfield battle was won, thank God. I don't know how we won it with Maitland-Niles in there, but he seems to have done a job.
At the same time, you have to give him a big up as well, Maitland-Niles. He stepped up, and he didn't have his best game, but he had a good game in that midfield. I wasn't expecting to see him in there, in all honesty. I was hoping to see Lukaku and Partey, and I think that will happen. I just think because Partey's coming back from injury, Arteta tried to rotate him into the game where it was a bit more sort of relaxed for him. You know
weren't they on the pitch together?
No. They weren't. Lukaku came off for Partey to come on.
Yeah.
They
made that. They made that sub kind of early, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trying to wind Partey back into that setup. I'm like I said this when I was last on the channel. I think it was. I'm glad that Xhaka got sent off, because it's given us this now. He's got no choice to do it, and
that's right.
We have to perform. And Lukaku, he's quality, man. He looked quality the other day when I was watching him, man. And he's a player that, in all honesty, when we signed him, I was kind of like, who is this guy? You think, who is this guy? You go on his YouTube, you have a look. But looking at how he's been playing since he's come into the team, he's been quality, and I'm quite excited to have him at Arsenal, in all honesty.
Fair enough, man. Rash, what are you telling me about the game? What's your thoughts, man?
Well, yeah, because similarly agree with Kozak. I think it wasn't a hard game at all. Arsenal controlled the game. You can tell by the amount of shots that they had at goal. Very poor finishing. Should have definitely had much more than one. And the goal that they scored, I mean, that was a bit of a bundle. But overall, I think they had a good performance. It was controlled at the back. The defense was all right. There's a few chances that the boy, what's the young Norwich right back? What's his name? Aarons. Aarons was causing a bit of a problem to the back line every now and again. But everyone knows we should be beating Norwich. That's why they beat them. So I think the defense had a good game. I saw him struggle a few times. There's still a problem with his aerial challenging. And look, I just think as a defender, that's key. You need that. If you can't jump, you got problems. You know what I mean? And it's something that needs to be addressed definitely in training. And I'm watching Arsenal training, and I don't see them doing that. I don't see them working on him or see him working on headering and stuff like that and going up for challenges with his head. That is pivotal to his game that needs to get sorted out. But he had good feet. He showed good feet. He stayed strong. He was aware of balls when they was coming in. Best defender on the pitch was Gabriel. Like, glad that he's back. Like, man, he put himself about. He was making tackles. He was winning aerial challenges. He was putting good balls forward. Do you know what I mean? He was saving. He was throwing his body about when he was having shots. You know what I mean? Stuff like. Yeah. He was playing well, man. Like, I'm so glad that he's back. Like, I'm so glad he's back.
And that is the important part as well, right? Like, Rash, I think that Arteta has to show us Arsenal fans, I say us, talk about myself and our Arsenal fans, he has to show us a bit of consistency in his team selections. With that being the defense, if that is your back four, or if that is a system you're playing, we need to be consistently putting those guys together so they learn from each other, so they learn with each other, they learn to move with each other, come back with each other, how each other play, each other's strengths, each other's weaknesses, so they can fill in for each other. So if there is a situation where, okay, Gabriel's, Ben White knows what to do. Do you know what I mean? We need that consistency. You can't be playing this and then next week, you're putting
Mari in the pitch.
Yeah, you're putting Mari in there or Koslanic at left back, or you're putting then you're taking Tamiyasu out and putting Maitland-Niles at right back when he's just played midfield for us. If you're playing him in midfield, keep it consistent. I'm not saying put him there every single game, but if you want to rotate Partey out because he's having problems, okay, throw Maitland-Niles in there. Don't be putting him right back. Like for me, it was just I look at that and I'm thinking, if we lose today, those little things are going to be questioned. Because
but that's why the boy Tomiyasu was a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm trying to say? I think he had a really good game. He's physical. I didn't think he was going to be. He's very physical. Do you know what I mean? Like so, he puts himself about. He's a good tackler. He's good at spreading the play, playing the balls in the build-up play as well. Almost got a goal as well. 6 shot came in, running in with the volley. He was included, and it's mad because he's new, but he looked included in the play. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't an observer in there, and one of those people who are new on the pitch on their debut, so they're just looking left and right and relying on someone else to guide them. He was taking the game to Norwich, and it is Norwich, but that's who he's playing, and that's who he's got to show us what he can do against, and he did it. I think Tomiyasu had a good game, and that's why I'm not so much ain't got too much pressure on Pepe, because Pepe's a good player, and we've seen what he can do, and we've seen his capabilities and what he can achieve. But if you keep messing up the guy who he's got a partner with on that side all the time, how can you know how to play when you've got one defender who likes to run past you, another one who likes to cut inside, another one who likes to be part of the build-up play and do 1-2s and stuff like that? He's got to alter his game all the time. He needs to build consistency in regards to putting a right back there so that Pepe has a good person to work with up and down that wing. That is what's stunting his growth, because he doesn't know now whether, is Tomiyasu going to go on the overlap, take the defender away from me and make me cut inside? Or is he going to do a Bellerin, come as far as he can and then run inside and try to take the defender inside? Now I've got to work down the line by myself. Do you know what I mean? Is he going to do a Cedric where I can work up and build up the play with him, and he's going to then go on the overlap again, take the play away from me, make me able to cut in and whip in the ball? Like, that's a lot on him as well. He not only is he in a new team, got new environment, hostile environment because of the price tag that he was bought, then he's got to find someone who he can have a good build-up play up the pitch with him, and it has never been consistent for him as well. That's why I ain't got too much harsh words for him, because you can't lie, he's still our biggest threat on the pitch. Like, stats will tell you that. You understand? So as much as you want to kind of like stick it on Pepe, I think he can do better. I just think he would do better if there's consistency with the players that he has to have the build-up play around. That's all I'm saying in regards to him.
I hear that. So, okay, cool. Should we do some player ratings?
I think we should do the player ratings. It's kicking on.
All right, cool. And then we can elaborate on each player as we go past, because funny how none of you two mentioned Tierney, but yeah, we'll get to that anyway.
I was waiting for you to say it.
To be honest, I was waiting for you.
We'll get into it, man. Ramsdale and goal.
Boss.
Rash, you go first.
Boss. Ramsdale and goal, number 8. Yeah, I rate him number 8 for the game. Yeah. I think he showed leadership. He controlled the box, pulled out some good saves, good with his feet. You see him dubs up the player? Yeah. I like the kid. You know what I mean? And I always said, do you know what I mean? You players who have had to face relegation battles, playing at the bottom end of the table, goalkeepers in those teams, they are better stoppers. They are better goalkeepers because they've had to work. They get shots fired at them all the time because they ain't got no defense. Yeah. And when you compare them to the top flight goalkeepers who don't really get tested too often because they got a good defense in front of them, it appears that they are better because they have more clean sheets. But the ones at the bottom, they're more tested. Yeah, and I knew he was going to be he's going to be a good guy. I didn't agree with his price, but I like him, and he riles up the crowd. It's like he's been at the club for a long time already. The way he's got a good relationship with the crowd on the pitch, like I think he had a really good performance, man. Well done, clean sheet as well.
Yeah.
I would have given him a 9 personally. You don't.
I know what you like with clean sheets.
Yeah,
No,
for me, yeah, go on, Kozak.
I was just gonna say, man, I was impressed with him, man. I liked his distribution. You know what I mean? It was good. He was consistent, very vocal as well. So is Leno as well. I can't knock Leno on that front, but I like how Ramsdale came into the team and sort of thingy. And then when we got him, like Rash, I wasn't happy with the price tag. I wasn't even happy with the purchase, but at the same time, he came in, we bought him, and I wanted him to do well, man. And I'm glad he had a good game.
Leno's pretty much out of here, by the way. We're playing him with that price tag, and Leno's got 1 year to go, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's pretty much said, Leno's gone, and we're gonna have to
Listen,
keep man.
you know how I feel about Leno. Yeah, like I don't like the guy. Yeah, we don't really. I don't like him. I don't like his style. I think he's got potential, but I think he's too cocky. I think he believes he's better than he already is. There's mistakes in him, and I don't see a lot of accountability taken on his behalf. He's one of those, to me, an arrogant player. Ramsdale looks like a player that's going to play with his heart on his sleeve, really give everything he can, give his all for the squad as well. And look, he just made me feel like Norwich weren't going to score. You know what I mean? And to me, when Leno's in the middle of the sticks, I just think he's got a mistake in him as well. And he's always chewing that damn chewing gum. He don't give a damn. I don't care about where he is. It's bad manners.
I knew that would irritate you.
Bro, it's bad manners. I don't know what he's doing, man.
Look, Leno don't even play, so I don't know why we're getting on to it. Let's talk about our new signing. I don't want to butcher his name. Our right back.
Tomiyasu.
Kozak, what do you give him?
I'd give him a good 7. Would have been higher for me, but he didn't play the whole game, so I'd have to give him a 7 for the performance that I've seen. It was good. It was consistent. He was strong. He was quick. And he looks like a good defender.
He was one I was worried about because I heard some rumors about him. So I was like, Arsenal did it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, he's actually just
one thing I think you're gonna get from him is energy. He's gonna run. He's gonna run the pitch. So that's one thing I'm quite looking forward to watching. In all honesty.
Yeah, I heard that you could just keep going even more than 90 minutes. To be fair, I would have given him an 8. Clean sheet coming off. What? You said pause.
Yeah.
You said course or pause?
Pause. Carry on. Ignore me. Ignore me. Keep going.
Oh man, yeah. I would have given him an 8 pause. But yeah, that's just me, man. I just liked him. He really impressed me. And remember, we're not going off what he done previously in previous games or how he did it internationally. Just got off the game. He didn't get enough time. He could have done a bit more. We don't know. We could have seen a bit more to him. But for me, he handled the business and he done the business, man. And he understood the assignment. Ben White. I'll go for Ben White. He could also get an 8. I still think we're waiting for a few more sparks to him. I can't give him a 9 for a clean sheet, but he kept a clean sheet. His distribution was good. He did win some of his aerial drills. So yeah, you can hold it 8. I don't want to say too much about him unless you guys want to elaborate on him on his game. But for me, 8 is okay. Gabriel, Rash.
If White got an 8, then Gabriel got a 9. Yeah. And it's a clean sheet. Good performance, solid. What you need someone in the back line to control them. He was verbal. You know what I'm trying to say? He was getting stuck in he had a really good game. I'm just glad that he's back because now Arsenal look like they've got a defense at least. You know what I mean? And him and Ben White together didn't look half bad. They didn't look half bad. So yeah, I'll give him a 9.
I'm not gonna argue with that at all. We're basing them off the game, just letting people know we're basing them off the game.
And you got to give credit where it's due. You know, Jalil's always getting on to man about not giving defense their ratings when they do their damn job. Do you know what I mean? It's a clean sheet and he was good. So yeah, what can you do? Give him a 9.
I appreciate that, man. You got to give credit where it's due, 100%. It's all about giving credit where it's due. Kozak, TNA.
For me, I'd have to give Tierney a 7 for that game.
Look at Jalil. Go on, close that. No, go on, close that. Tell us why.
Give him a 7. He was consistent. I didn't see anything from Tierney that would say, okay, let me give him a 9 or 8. I think it was a 7 for me. It was a good, solid performance. I think we can expect more from him, and I think that he can give a lot more. He's just, like I said, you got to give him time to work together. I think when you do that and he's a bit more comfortable in that defense, we'll see a lot more from Tierney. But he's a player that I really like. I'd definitely give him a 7. I think he had a good game. And a 7 for me is a fair rating.
So 7 for me is a first at university. You get 70%, you get a first. So that means you've been good. So I'm going to agree with you. I think he does deserve a 7.
How many of them did you get?
How many of what? 7s. I got a first. You know I did it though. I got a first, man. So 70%. I got 71%. Luckily, I just don't know how I done it, but I just got that. So it got me a first with my dissertation and everything. But anyway, it's not about me. Tierney, I think you guys will understand where I'm coming from in Tierney. In his game, I expect you to defend first, attack later, as a left back or as a defender. Go back one of the back four. That's what I expect from you. Tell me if I'm lying. All the balls he was putting into the box, who were they going to? They were sick balls, bruv. Don't get me wrong. They were sick. It was a waste of time. Then he was getting beaten, which made Saka have to go and fill in for him. I'm telling you now, he got popped, but you need to defend first. There's no Xhaka that can fill in for your gap, and because Saka plays on the left because he's very limited in how he uses his body, right? So when obviously as a midfielder he comes into the left, Bukayo Saka was playing on left forward right in front of him. I felt sorry for him. 7s are fair enough because you kept a clean sheet, but attacking wise you need to calm it down, do your defensive work first, and then go for it, man. And I think rational's my thoughts on Tierney, man, for the past about a year and a half. Talking about the positioning wise, and I think Kozak, you found out last week when you were on the show that I rate him, but I don't rate him. If that makes sense. I don't think he's shit. He's not shit.
You love him, man. You love him. Just tell the truth.
That's why I love him.
No, man, he hates this guy.
No, don't say hate. I don't think he's shit.
You don't rate him.
I don't rate him the same way other Arsenal fans rate him. Am I correct?
I think you'd prefer a better person in that position.
You're not wrong.
I reckon if we could get 38 million for him, you'd take it.
I'll take 28.
There you go.
You say 28 million for Tierney.
I'm chatting shit. I wouldn't take that much. But don't get me wrong.
I wasn't going to entertain it.
What was my thing last season? If you're going to play someone who's injury prone, we need backup. And if he wants to be number one, and we got backup now, I said he's cool. I've criticised him that much, compared. Just when people big him up too much, obviously I've got a rebuttal and challenge. I've got to challenge everyone's statements on it. And that's how I've been. I've been consistent with it.
We haven't seen Tavares play yet, so.
No, but that's my point. That was my point. As long as there's a backup to him, he could be number one. He can't be number one and expect backup. Thank you. That's my whole point. Now they've got backup. But I just keep going back to the thing. Not everyone could be a Trent or a Robbo or a Luke Shaw. Well, defend first, man. Defend first. That's all I ask for. Defend first. You're a defender. That's what I'm saying. But so I think we all agree at 7.
Yeah.
So am I getting Maitland-Niles?
Giving his little cry.
He should hold a 7 from me.
Yeah, giving his little cry he did, and coming into the team, he put in a performance. So I'd agree with a 7.
Yeah.
It's not like he came in and played poor. He didn't come in and play poor. He had a good game.
That's why he deserves to be called he had a good performance. We can't say he had an average performance because we don't know what he's like in the midfield. But he did do a job. He did play a lot of advanced balls forward, and he did clear up where he needs to be. And he's quite quick as well. It's quite nifty, isn't it? Quite a quick boy to have in the midfield. Man with Ox when he played midfield for us at some point. But then we put him at right back because yeah. Anyway, enough about him. Who play next year? Yeah, Rash, that's you now, innit?
Who are we talking about? Who have we got now?
Lukaku.
Lukaku, yeah, quality player. I think he's good. Yeah, they pretty much controlled the midfield when he was on there. Do you know what it is? I like he doesn't do the expected pass as well.
Yeah.
Like you think he's gonna play like just the ball there, but he'll see something else going on over there, and he's not afraid just to cut it and play that ball. And I think that's what Arsenal's been missing is a bit of bravery in their midfielders. You know what I mean? They've got players who was making runs. Lacazette was making sick runs last season and the season before that as well, and they have no one who was brave enough just to pop those balls to him. Lukaku seems to be that guy who's still young enough to believe he can do everything, and that's a brilliant quality to have. Do you know what I mean? So I think he had a good game. I'll give him an 8. Even though he came off, I'll give him an 8. And it was even when Partey came on, I think Partey played very well as well. It's good to see him back on the pitch.
Cool. Smith Rowe, Kodak.
He came on a sub though, didn't he?
No, he didn't. Sorry. My bad.
Odegaard got on still.
Yeah, my bad. Thank you. Odegaard.
Odegaard played well, man. Good performance. He put in a few forward passes, which I like to see, because we're very sideways. And he came and he took control of the game, man. You could see he was getting tired towards the end, but he continued running. And he continued to play. He was consistent throughout the game. For me, I'd have to give him an 8. He put in a sexy ball to Aubameyang, which he should have buried. But
he personified energy, grit, never giving up, going for the win. Yeah. He embodied that. Like out of every player on that pitch, he was the energy. He was the energy source. He was going for everything, and everything was coming through him. I think he had a really good game.
100%, I agree.
Cool. Saka, that me? Saka, 6.
5.
He beat his man a few times. The reason why I give him lower than everyone else, attacking threat wise, he wasn't as consistent as we know he can be. He was below average for me. But you want to go for? I'm not mad at a 5. Rash, you got anything to add to that?
Look, besides the couple good balls and the shot that hit the post at the end, I don't really see much from him. A lot of the times I actually forgot he was on the pitch. Gave away a lot of fouls as well. Not enjoying Saka this season. Enjoying him for England. Not really enjoying him for Arsenal.
Lost the ball a few times as well in dribbling. Just keep runs into trouble. Doesn't have backup to pass to and then pop. So maybe he's just trying to be our savior again, like he did last time when he was trying to save us. But I don't think
maybe what the thing that Jeff feared the most is happening. He's got this name, so he expects to do certain things and to perform at a certain level and to achieve a certain thing every game. That he's just doing the most. He's doing the most.
That's what Mikel's plays him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We like not us. He can't hear us. But he can hear the noise from the stands. He can hear the media and what they're saying, the newspapers, the news reporters, and then Mikel on top of that, the weight that he put on his shoulders to be our main man last season and a bit of the season before. So I think like that might be having a bit of an impact because he doesn't do the simple thing anymore. And simple things is what made it perfect.
Not only that as well, he hasn't been given a rest. Yeah, he hasn't been given a rest. He's getting picked for England. He's starting for England. He's playing for England. He's doing well for England. He's coming back. He's starting club football. He's playing. He's not doing that well. He needs a break. Since the Saka name has been around and ringing bells, he's been on the pitch too much
all the time.
You have to remember he's a young kid as well. Like he's a young kid. Like we need to, I know it sounds weird, but you know how you see like Solskjaer. I feel like Solskjaer kind of protecting Greenwood. I think Saka needs a bit of that as well. Yeah, this is where other wingers like you, Reece Nelson's, they need to be stepping up. They're senior players now.
But you know what the protection is?
All the time.
It's a mental protection as well. It's a drive to keep that drive up, that fire light in your belly. Because with Greenwood, he's not even guaranteed a game every game, and he's sick. So when he does come on the pitch, boy wants to perform all the time. Saka is kind of, he thinks, I've got this. I'm one of the best players in the team. That fire isn't burning. He's got his position in the team. He hasn't even got anyone to compete against. You know what I mean? That's why Greenwood is going to excel, because he's got these guys around him who are too sick for him to overtake. How's he going to get past Ronaldo as centre forward? How's he going to get past a Cavani when he's fit? You can't. These guys are quality strikers. So he's just got to make sure every time he's on the pitch that he's doing something that stand out, that makes the manager say, I want you on the pitch regardless. Yeah, Saka don't have to do that, bro. Yeah, and it's stunting his growth. You can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. All right, let's get for the last two so we can wrap this up. Yeah. Pepe, who's got that then? I just said Saka. That's you in it.
6.
Yeah, I'm not mad at a 6, to be fair. I know Kozak is saying a 5, but to be fair, if he didn't go for that challenge and go for the rebound, Abanian would have that tapping. But
you got the assist. He got the madman assist.
I didn't get assist. It touched him. It touched the defender.
No, when he was doing the roly-poly and it came off his foot and went square to Aubameyang.
It's offside then, isn't it?
No, because it was square. Aubameyang was behind that final touch.
Yeah.
I watched it like about 10 times. I was like, that is crazy. Yeah. Because he didn't know nothing about the assist, but he was falling over. His foot kicked the thing, kicked the ball, and it just went straight square to Aubameyang. He was behind.
Yeah. You was at the game. You was at the game, Kozak. How did it look for you?
Average.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to do it.
But he did it. if he had taken a corner and scored, you would have liked it.
Even his corners, they were poor.
Yeah, they're poor.
He just needs to step up now, man. This is his second season?
Third
season?
Third and a half. Well, second and a half.
2.5, yeah. But like I said,
he needs to step up now, man.
He got the assist. He got the assist. He has to get a 6. He has to get an above average because
he has to get above average because he got the assist. So however you get it doesn't matter. It's like Arsenal as a team will get above a 6 as well because we got the win and also against Norwich. But anyway, Aubameyang, Kozak. Let's end this one.
7.
I was gonna go for a 7 and all. That's what he was gonna say.
Yeah, it's the hardest I've seen him work for a long time.
Yeah, let's see if he does it next week against Burnley. We're against those big, beefy defenders, man. Pause. But yeah, let's see how he goes. And let's because we always do it. We always rate him when we lose. Let's not do that. Let's give everyone all the people that came on. I decided 6 who came on. But let's rate Mikel quickly in a nutshell. Let's not take too long because we'll end the show now. Kozak, you go first. What would you give Mikel out of 10 for that performance?
For me, it's got to be a 5. He didn't do anything for me that stood out. We got a lucky goal. We got a very lucky goal. I didn't see anything from him that would say, okay, he's changed it here. I think his subs were a bit suspect. You can see him on the touchline doing all that pep, and it's just like, what are you doing that for? Because the players, I don't think they're responding to him, and it's annoying to watch, man. But we're here, aren't we? So he's going to be our manager for the foreseeable future. So I feel like we've got to back him. We've got to stand by him and just see what happens, really. And hopefully he gets the best out of the players and the best out of the team. Yeah. Go on,
Rash. I know you want to come in there. Would you give him
for that game? Do you know what? I'll give him a 7 for the game. Yeah, and the reason why I think he matched them up well. The tactics worked. They controlled the game. They never really looked under threat. The defense were well drilled. They knew what they were doing. Him putting Ramsey in goal, genius. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I think look, like you were saying earlier on, it's the strikers' jobs. The forwards, they're the weak link at the moment in the squad, and they're not doing their jobs. So I think the moment him and Lacazette, whatever tiff they've got going on, is done. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And he brings the boy back into the squad. Do you know what I mean? I think the sooner the better. But yeah, I think he tactically he had Norwich's number. I don't think Norwich was ever gonna win. I didn't think we was gonna draw. I just think that we're just so shit that we just didn't win by more. So yeah, that's my thing.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I gotta agree. Just my little 2 pence in there, man. yeah, I think you take risk in terms of your subs, but I think taking a risk to start Ramsdale, the new right back who hasn't had a game yet, and also to bring Gabriel straight back in after his injury to play the full 90. You got, for me, the defense done well. I know again people say, "Oh, it's against Norwich." I know it's cool, but he still kept a clean sheet, man. And you keep a clean sheet wherever, and you take those risks. I think I'll give him a 7 as well. I think I'll bump it up to. I think I'll agree with 7. But guys, thank you very much. Thank you. If you like the content today, please subscribe, like the video. And yeah, big up calls out for coming on as usual. Big up my guy Rash. I think Rash, you got anything to say before we go?
Yeah, just a quick personal one. I went to a janaza this weekend, and it's of a beloved brother of mine, brother Yasser. He's an uncle and a brother to many of us in the community, many different generations as well. There's the older generation who have passed through his home and have been educated and loved and been nurtured there. And then there was our generations and many generations after that. He's a pillar of the community that he was in. He's going to be really missed. Love and force out with the family. He will always be in our prayers. That's how I want to wrap it up. Just remember, everybody worldwide, love always wins.
Trust me. Well said, my brother. Peace. And we should see you on Wednesday and Friday this week, guys. Take care.
See you later.
Peace.